All right, well, here's something that will really get your goat. News 13 has discovered that one state lawmaker's passion for a sport that most New Mexicans know nothing about has cost all New Mexicans a ton of money. On tonight's special assignment, Dean Staley reports a pricey public project that only a few people are allowed to use.
The golf course, the softball fields, and the soccer fields at the Santa Fe Municipal Recreation Complex are popular spots during the summer. But across the street, it's a different story. These two rugby fields and this handsome building are a mystery. They cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, but hardly anyone uses them. And guess what? You paid for them. That's right. State taxpayers through the state legislature spent nearly $1 million to build that rugby complex, even though it benefits only a handful of people who play a sport that's never caught on in the U.S.
To tell you the truth, I didn't even know we had rugby teams here in Santa Fe. I knew we had a lot of soccer teams.
For the last 16 years, State Senator Phil Griego has represented the district where the sports complex is located. So did he earmark the money for the rugby complex?
I never allocated any money for the rugby field.
As it turns out, a former lawmaker from Albuquerque sponsored the bills that paid for most of Santa Fe's rugby complex.
And that was one of the great accomplishments I had as a legislator, was to build those fields.
And there is a reason former Senator Shannon Robinson feels that way.
I've coached rugby in this state for almost 25 years.
Santa Fe Public Works Director Isaac Pino says more than 2,000 adults and children use the city's soccer fields, and nearly 750 softball and baseball players use these fields. Keep your eyes up, guys. Compare that to the number of rugby teams and players in the city.
3 rugby teams, 1 youth, 1 adult, 1 high school, and probably about 60 people.
This clubhouse and concession stand alone cost state taxpayers more than $660,000. The only guys allowed to use it are the members of the Santa Fe Rugby Football Club. Otherwise, it's locked up tight. By the way, this is the concession stand at the soccer fields. And to top it all off, these rugby fields are often closed to the public.
Did Santa Fe need specifically rugby fields?
Well, you know, how long has the rugby club been there? Over 30 years. That's an important part of that city's identity.
I didn't even know we had rugby fields in my district.
Senator Griego told us it's highly unusual for a legislator to allocate nearly $1 million so far outside his district, unless it's for an exceptional state project like the National Hispanic Cultural Center.
That money would go to my community centers, to my senior centers, to my roads, to my water projects.
But the community centers and senior centers in Robinson's home district in Albuquerque didn't get the $930,000 he spent in Santa Fe. What they got was a rugby complex 60 miles to their north.
Most of the districts where we get capital outlay from that we represent need every penny.
Former Senator Robinson represented part of Albuquerque's troubled international district for 20 years, back when it was known as the War Zone. We asked him if his former constituents could have benefited more from the nearly $1 million spent on the rugby complex.
I think they benefit a lot from it.
How?
You know, because it's a statewide project. It involves youth sports.
Unless you play rugby, I don't know what the benefit would be.
On special assignment, Dean Staley, KRQE News 13.
Shannon Robinson lost his state Senate seat to Tim Keller in the 2008 Democratic primary. He has since switched to the Republican Party and is currently running for that Senate seat again.